done? You got nobody. Okay. I don't think if you got anybody else, we don't have anybody else.
We're gonna let people on the top tomorrow. We're gonna
No worries.
Well, when your owners put up the 100,000 to claim Necker Island, did you think, oh, gee, we might have a Derby horse?
Not really, no. But that was sort of the back of their mind. That's exactly what Wayne was hoping for.
Were they thinking that this is the kind of year that it could be really screwy and things could fall into place? That
No, not. I mean, I mean, whenever you claim a horse, you just hope to hold them where they're at. But you know what I mean? They're, which I don't know the horses numbers wise. He runs the same numbers, but we didn't really think right off the top that, oh gosh, we got a Derby horse. He had a lot of work to do to try to get the points to get into it, and as it works out, you don't even have to have points this year. So very off year.
claimed him out of the 4-horse 1X, and then you had
Yes.
the third in the Indiana Derby, the third
Yes.
in the Ellis Park Derby.
Well, when we claimed him, I mean, obviously we needed to get points. We were thinking, and hence we went to the Indiana Derby, hoping to grab something, which we did. And after the Ellis race, I thought he had to at least run second behind our collector to get into the points, enough points. But as it works out, I mean, we were 28th on the list, and now it looks like we're going to get in. So.
Your owner's having to put up $45,000 to make him eligible, right? Or is he nominated?
He's nominated.
Okay, never mind. This will be edited out there. So you keep talking about like getting the points to get in. Are you thinking about just getting in the Derby, or how much are you thinking we think we can win the Derby?
Well, I think that winning the Derby is he's got his work cut out for him. So I mean, we're just hoping that he runs a good race and makes a good showing. And if things happen, it is a horse race, so anything can happen. But if you're not in the gate, you're not going to be, you're not going to have, you have to be in the gate, so you have to run. So.
He's actually run against quite a few Derby horses. If you look at his form, how does he make up the lengths like that?
Well, I think that the distance may help him a little bit. I don't think it's going to kill him. A mile and a quarter is going to actually be beneficial to the horse. And then you're going to have to get blessed. We're going to have a big blessing. You know what I mean? That's all there is to it.
You're quite the handicapper, and we don't know post positions, but we do have an idea who's running. Have you studied that? Looked at the form of the other
I've looked
horses?
at it, yes, and it's I mean, obviously we're in an extreme tight spot, but I mean, until they do the draw, I think the draw is going to be where everybody falls in line is going to be. A lot of people are going to be sweating the draw this year, I would think. This would be but we don't have no pressure on us. We're just going to run, so hoping for the best.
You learned about him since you've had him.
He's what have I learned about him? I mean, I'm just picking up little things here and there with him, but he's a pretty neat little horse. I mean, he's actually a big horse, but he's been training well. He's got a little, he's a nice horse, easy horse to train, really. But he sort of is what he is.
Put this year in perspective. You were at Oakland, which did continue running.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the first made decision go without spectators to keep going. When you thought at the beginning of the year, somebody said you're going to be in the Derby and you're going to be in it with a horse that you claim, and it's going to be September 5th. I mean,
yeah, that was it was it's a weird year, you know what I mean? And in a weird year, we fall in the Derby. We backdoor the Derby really because that's there's a reason for everything, right? There's some real standouts in the race, so it's the top end is really heavy, and anytime you have horses that just look like complete standouts, you generally get a little bit of a watered down version. But it is a Derby, so we're still going to have 19 or 20 horses in there, but horses, some of them aren't going to make it, and some of them are looking for better spots. Well, obviously the Derby's going to go through Tis the Law. I would, he is the horse to beat. I actually you know, I've been watching everybody work, and John Sheriff's horse is going to be, I think, is definitely going to be a horse to be reckoned with in the race. And you know, then it sort of falls a little bit down, in my opinion, to a couple of the other horses. Bob's horse is really good. Of course, to win the Monmouth race, he's pretty raw. Yeah, authentic. Yeah, he's a really good horse. So I mean, I think those are the three top horses, in my opinion. So
What do you make of Art Collector?
I think Art Collector falls right in that spot too. You know, he's a little, you know, I mean, he's a really nice horse, but I think he's got a little work to do too. It's gonna be really tight on the top end. These guys are gonna be jockeying for. That's why I think the post position is gonna really be important to a lot of people in this draw, because it's, you know, they're gonna be jockeying for position early, and it's gonna be crowded up front.
Make a case for your horse. Why should people like use him in the exotics?
Well, handicapping the race, I mean, I would think you'd have to use him on the bottom end, you know. And we're hoping, obviously, for better, but I mean, you know, handicapping, I would not throw the horse out. It's just me, but I'm wishful thinking right now, so, you know, rooting for the best, praying for the best.